Yeah, hi, it's the 19th of March 2018 at 10:30 a.m. It's been suggested to me that I drop the beginning where I, talk about the disclaimer, and I'll gladly do so. I'm sick of saying it. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. You should all have the idea of where I stand now. But I would like to go on just a step further and clarify this just a little more. When I joined mgtow, say late 2013, was 2014, I can't remember, but somewhere around there, Christmas 2013, I I was introduced at a time where the basic tenet of mgtow was uh, an ownership issue. The whole thing was we were walking off the plantation, we weren't going to be owned anymore. That seems to have changed even in 4 or 5 years, and it's become something different. It seems to be a strong push here for no contact with women at all, and that wasn't in my indoctrination. I was ownership, and probably the best way to describe it is if you cast your mind back to when you were a kid and coming into your teenage years. As a 10 or 11-year-old boy, chances are you got to a point of thinking, I'm not ever going to marry, I don't want a marriage, don't want any of that. It just seemed to be a stage I went through, and I'm sure other boys went through it as well. But I just decided very firm in my mind, I'm not getting married, got no interest. And no doubt that was met by looks of, you'll change. And then later on, around about age 14 maybe, that's when I was still hanging with my childhood male friends, guy friends, but I was starting to rub shoulders with females. Typically, I grew up in a country town, and in those days we all met at a communal pool, a town pool, and we'd just swim and sit around, listen to music, and tell one another jokes and be witty and funny and all that sort of stuff. So we just end up sitting with the chicks. It's just, I don't know how it happened. It just happened, and it was rather good. It was in that sweet little spot just before we paired off and formed bloody relationships, which never worked, never have worked. Okay, so. The mgtow, the modern, the late era, the modern current generation of mgtow coming in, are being indoctrinated, I think, more into that younger age group in a boy that's have nothing to do with women, no, nothing at all. Don't want to know them at all. All right. I tended to be indoctrinated at the time when it was, it was still ownership was the thing. Yeah, just don't get into that. Don't get into that upper strata where you form a relationship, because it's the relationships that are causing the damage. And I think I'm quite happy where I'm at. Because I know I have a lot of guys say I have nothing to do with it. No, but it depends where you come into mgtow. And the thing with mgtow is that the messages, you watch so many videos, it runs in your mind like a program. It's like trying to get Windows to, the Windows software to change. Just don't do that anymore. It's programmed. The computer is programmed to do a certain thing. Yeah, that's like me. Okay, and that's what mgtow actually does. It was very noticeable when I drifted away, and when the sexual harassment cases started coming up, I just straight back here. It was just a program, just kicked in, just bang. And funnily enough, I couldn't watch any of the Sandman and those guys. I don't know why. It was like I've been programmed already. That's it. I don't need that anymore. So I just found I came back into it, but I've come back in. I've got my thinking from back then. It's just bang. Yeah, no, I still associate with women. I don't form relationships with them. I'm in that generation, and I think it's unlikely I'll change unless I exhaust all possibilities and find that no, it's just not worth being with them at all or being around them. And I have no end of people tell me, they don't love you and all they want is your resources and that sort of thing. That's fine. That's fair enough. I understand all that. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. It's yeah, I suppose you could say a dog is a better companion, more faithful, and that sort of thing. But I mean, vet fees. I'm sorry, that's just it's more expensive than the women I hang with. One dog, yeah, one trip to the vet, and we're talking, a couple of grand. I don't give the girls that much. They're company, but no, I'm not going to pay $2,000. No way. Yeah, so and it's I don't know. I just think it offers. My relationships are online relationships, and I'll find ways to, like I'm trying to set up this virtual bar with one of them, and I'd like to, have drinks and meals with others as well. I think it's a good way to socialise for me, and cheap. Otherwise, I can't afford to do it at all. And I do. I like dining out. I don't want to sit here by myself and eat. Okay, it's boring. I mean, there's no incentive to. Prepare a nice meal or anything. It's just food. And I know I don't mind having. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a meal and a drink. Company with somebody. I do it with a guy too. I speak a lot more to the guys than I do to women. There's no doubt about that. But as I said at the beginning, I'm in that sweet spot, at that stage before forming a relationship. And I'm not going to do that. In fact, I talked to two yesterday, Floor and AB. AB understood. I said, yeah, that's just the stage. It's just that stage. She said, yeah, good, yeah, I'm happy with that. And then I just, she benefits from me in certain ways, and I benefit from knowing her. She's just company, someone to say hi to. At Floor was different. No, she wants to be special and have a relationship. No, I don't want that. It's too. She's got a boyfriend at the moment, and they're always fighting, and I think, yeah, I've been there, done that. I don't want it. And if she wants to go and have a relationship, it's. I don't. It's the relation. It seems to be when the relationship forms. That's when the shit starts. And I don't know what the advantage of it is, in all honesty. Well, I think it's I don't know. It's sort of like, I think it's something we're sold, in the modern day world. I don't think it's possibly without modern day society. If we were to go back to ancient times, maybe people didn't pair up. I don't know. I mean, 10,000 years ago, maybe they didn't pair up. It'd be worthwhile researching that, I suppose, to see how we are naturally, before. But society's come along, and then, and for some reason, we have to form these bloody relationships that are a pain in the arse, in all honesty. And it's just, and that's what you guys are all upset about. Yeah, relationships have soured, and has been shoved up your arse, and and then you get the courts involved in it. It's like, who wants it? Who wants a damned relationship? Fuck it. In fact, I might actually research that and find out whether, 10,000 years ago, did we always sort of have a, form, age, 15, let's start going out together, or was that something that occurred later? I don't know, but I mean, it doesn't work. I don't care what anybody says, and and Floor was upset about it. I said, well, I don't know why. I mean, why do we need to pair off? Let's just stay in that sweet spot. The alternative is I just won't have anything to do. I'll go, and enjoy and become full mgtow. And I don't really want to do that. I just feel like I'll be missing out on something. But I don't know. Anyway, it's been good talking to you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.